What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And UFC 310 wrapped up a couple hours ago at this time of recording this, and Alexandre Pantoja, I worked so hard for these, you guys, gets the win. One of my favorite fighters on the roster right now. I've been saying this dude deserves more respect. I've been saying he should be higher in the pound for pound list. I've been saying he's underrated on the GOAT list as well. I'm not saying he's fucking top 10, but like, bro's climbing up there. Bro's around that 20 mark, you know, you dig. But yeah, he submitted Asakura in the second round, which I predicted as well on my verdict, at least. I don't know what my official prediction was, but he got it done quite comfortably with a nasty transition to take the back and then get the choke. I'll be talking about the rest of the card too. Shavkat won by decision. You know, Gracie fucking died. Gane got a robbery. And a bunch of other cool stuff happened on the card as well. Interesting card as well. So, yeah, let's start off, though, with the main event and talk about my boy, Pantoja. Dad, are you proud of me now? Hey, your dad better be proud of you. At least I'm proud of you, bro. I know, I got you, little bro. Pantoja, I love this dude, man. People, I don't know why people fucking don't respect. Like, this guy's, bro, Pantoja's a boring champion, man. Flyweight division's fucking dead, bro. Like, if anyone's acting like this guy's a shit champion, shut up. He's got 3 title offenses. Islam, and Pereira all have 3 title offenses. Who will get the 4th one? That is the question to be asked. I think Islam's going to get 4. I think if Pereira fights Ankalaev next, it's interesting. But I think Pantoja is probably going to end up being the longest reigning champion defenses-wise out of all of these current champs. Maybe because Islam will go up to welterweight, we'll see. But I think this dude deserves more respect. People have been calling him boring. People have been going like, typical backpack performance from Pantoja, bro. Tracy said this dude is not a dangerous grappler. Tracy had Alexandre Pantoja on the same tier as Anthony Smith in the most dangerous grapplers tier list. I can't do a grapplers tier list because I did a top 20 the other day, and it aged well because I had this motherfucker at number 4, and some people were saying it was a bad take. I think that was a good take. Personally, I think that's a good take. Pantoja, one of the best grapplers in the sport right now. Wrestling is great as well, not just the submissions. He's not just a jiu-jitsu merchant with no takedowns like Tyra. He actually has takedowns. He's dangerous. He'll get the back. That transition to get the back, like he tripped his leg out and then just jumped on his back, rolled him over, got the body triangle before they even like settled in the position, and then gets to the choke and puts Asakura out, and he also taps as well. I think he went out his one arm went limp, and then the ref looked like he went to check that arm, and then he figured that was limp, and then Kai actually tapped on the other side. So it was like a potential for to be some weirdness with the stoppage, but Kai also tapped, so it was alright. Great stoppage, obviously. Great win. Didn't struggle that much. Like, there was no moment where he was super in trouble. He got cracked with a big flying knee early. Takes that shit, bro. Pantoja eats those. Who beats him? Who beats this guy? Like, Kai France? I'm sorry, you can't be getting your back taken and almost choked out by Amir Al-Bumzi and fucking think you're going to beat Pantoja. Like, Kai's posting, tweeting, saying, I got next. Fuck off, little bro. You won 1 fight. I mean, you can fight him next, sure. I don't care. Do that fight next. Easy win for Pantoja. As long as this dude's chin doesn't go, he's gonna beat everyone. Like, unless he becomes chinny and gets dropped and finished, Kai's not beating him. Royval ain't beating him again. Fucking, who's gonna beat him? Like, there's like 3 options. 2 in my opinion. The options are, that are interesting at least. We got Kai France, who he beat on tough, but he hasn't beat recently, so that's more doable, right? And then you got fucking bring back Mikhaev, who I think Pantoja would kill. Like, Pantoja would smoke Mikhaev, yes or no. But apart from that, like, what are we doing? Fucking Brandon Royval trilogy, Brandon Moreno quadrilogy. I love it when we have to, when we get to the point where we're arguing, like, who would you rather see? A 3rd fight with Royval or a 4th fight with Moreno? When he's already a combined 5-0 against them. But it's Mikhaev if he comes back to the UFC, or Kai France next. I think they'll do Kai. We'll see what happens. He called out Demetrius Johnson, which I respect. That's not like an obnoxious call out. Like, that's not like if Drickus goes out there, beats Strickland in February, which I'll talk about in another video, and then goes out on the mic and's like, Anderson Silva, I'm the real champion. Like, I come back and fight me. Like, that's not the same. So I think it's not It won't happen. DJ's literally just said, I got offered $2 million to fight. I'm not interested in fighting. So it's not going to happen. But it's not as fucking obnoxious of a call out as some people made it out to be. Like, oh my God, he's calling out. And it's not like if fucking Pereira goes out there and like calls out fucking Chuck Liddell or some shit instead of fighting Ankalaev. Like, he really doesn't have anyone. He's trying to find someone to fucking fight. It shows how dominant he is over the division, that his back-to-back fights have been number 8 ranked Usyk and then Ryzen champion Kai Asakura. The UFC is just searching for people for this guy to fight. Who hasn't he fought? He hasn't beat Kai Kara-France recently, but he beat him on tough. He hasn't beat Elbazi's coming off a loss. He hasn't beat Tyra's coming off a loss. Asuel Mabayev? Like, is that what we're looking at? If he beats Kai Kara-France, we're looking at fucking Asu Elmabayev, or we're trying to just get Tyra one win and then give him a title shot straight away. Because it's going to turn into people saying, oh, Pantoja, it's undeserved title shot, bro. It doesn't even count, man. But it's like, it's not this. It's the same situation with DJ, where people go back in DJ's resume and say, oh, bro, he was beating nobodies. Like, who the fuck were these guys? Undeserved title shots. It's like, yeah, the reason why people get undeserved title shots is when you clear out a fucking division and have no one to fight. Then we're going to get Kai Kara-France, which wouldn't be that undeserved. Then we're going to get fucking Asu Elmabayev coming off a win over Nikolau's going to get a title shot. Then we're going to get fucking Makayev coming back. Makayev coming back is the most interesting fight in terms of build-up wise, because there's a narrative there. I think Makayev getting cut was the best thing that could happen for him, because now him coming back to the UFC, which I do think he will if he wins his next fight, which is playing them like next weekend, by the way. I might do a fight companion for Makayev's next fight. But if he comes back, then that's a better narrative, rather than like him going into fights, everyone saying like, oh, we fucking hate this dude, he's a bum, like, get him out of here, boring, fluking, scraping by wins. Like, scraping a win over Alex Perez, boring fight against Manel Cap, 3rd round comeback against Tim Elliott. Like, this dude is not beating Pantoja. If he does, the sport's rigged. But yeah, great win for Pantoja. Continues to cement himself as one of the best, most dominant champions on the roster. Equal 3rd most defenses. I would have him at number 4 on the pound-for-pound list, behind Islam, Ilya, and Poatan. I think he's above Jones. I think he's above Marab. I think he's above Dricus. I think he's above fucking all these other guys. Who else? He's above Aspinall, probably, in my opinion, in terms of like what he's done body of work wise. So yeah, Pantoja, underrated, underappreciated champion. I might do a most underappreciated champions in UFC history video, which could be a good watch. But I got some content for the next couple of days. I got the next fights to make. I got the I'll probably do a video talking about Dricus and Strickland as well, which got announced. But anyway, enough on the main event. Let's move on to the co-main event. Next up, we have Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Ian Garry. Shavkat by murder, bro. Now, I did pick Shavkat by submission in the 4th round. I don't think there were many Shavkat decision pickers out there, but that was the result of the fight. It was a decent fight. It was pretty boring early. It picked up a little bit later, and you kind of wondered, like, what would happen if this fight went a few more rounds, because it ended up being a 48-47 unanimous decision for Shavkat. I think a lot closer than some people expected. I think there was a narrative, oh, Shavkat's going to just kill this guy, bro. I thought Ian Garry's defensive grappling would hold up. What I was confused about from Shavkat was, we figured out fucking in the 4th round that this dude can just take down Ian Garry if he shoots. Like, what was this guy doing in the first 3 rounds? Like, you're doing a whole lot of fucking clinching against the fence, a whole lot of like kneeing to the body or the thigh, and you're doing not enough actual fucking shooting for takedowns. Like, you're not inside tripping this dude, bro. Like, he's 6'2". You're not going to get a fucking inside trip. He's the same height as you. You're not inside tripping Ian Garry against the cage. Like, you're not Islam Makhachev. You're not foot sweeping Arman Tsarukyan, buddy. So, what was he doing? As soon as he actually shot a fucking double leg, he gets it. Whoop-de-doo. Fucking who could have known? Took Ian Garry down the second he actually shot a fucking entry and didn't just try and take him down from the cage. Multiple takedowns as well. Ian Garry even almost took him down at one point. Gary's grappling's good, and I actually do respect Ian Garry. I have much more respect than Ian Garry than I do for Colby. I'll say that much. And I think if anyone's still out there like trying to hate on Ian Garry for no reason, I'm not going to be the fucking Ian Garry apologist. Like, he's still a cock, but respect. He took this fight and he gave Shavkat his hardest fight of his career, closest fight of his career, I would say as well. And yeah, the only guy to ever take Shavkat to the cards. I think that's good though for Shavkat. That's good experience for Bilal. Also, I like him going 5 rounds before the Bilal fight. If that Shavkat had fought Bilal, Bilal's fucking winning the belt, bro. Like, that's gonna be the fucking MMA fans 9/11, and I'm not talking about but just because of Bilal. That's not the reason. But, like, if that Shavkat fought Bilal's winning by a fucking 49-46 decision. Bilal stays more active on the feet. If Ian Garry had stayed more active on the feet, he clearly showed that he was the faster fighter and could land more shots if he wanted to. Shavkat landed a few big shots in the first 2 rounds, which is why he kind of stole those 2. 3rd round, I believe, was an Ian Garry round from memory. 4th round, I think, was Shavkat. And then, it was 2-1 going into the 4th. I think Shavkat won the 4th as well, and then Ian Garry won the 5th. Almost with a rear naked choke as well. Pretty crazy. Ian Garry's grappling needs to go credited. Like, we can't be talking about Ian Garry now as just like a range, boring striker. He might not be the most flashy, super entertaining guy, but he's got grappling chops. Like, this dude can grapple, he can wrestle, he does have submission threat. So we got to consider that going forward. Like, if this guy fights Jack Della Maddalena, we have to throw out the possibility of like an Ian Garry getting the takedowns and wrestling him and going for the back. Like, that is a possibility now in his fights. I'm gonna just say, don't come at me in the comments, Pratas would have KO'd Shavkat. I'm just saying, no. But we did learn a few weeks ago that, or this week, I think in the build-up, that Shavkat did say that Pratas accepted a fight with him, but then they wouldn't let him because he had a broken foot. I'm going to just say, healthy Pratas outstrikes and KOs Shavkat. Not that crazy to say. Maybe he gets taken down, but like, I'm telling you, if Pratas stands with Shavkat, he's KOing him. Anyway, I'm going to move on and not elaborate on that at all and leave you guys in the comments to get mad at me. Glaze, bro. It's not glaze, it's true. Don't deny reality. Anyway, let's move on, though, to the next fight. Next up, we had Gane versus Alexander Volkov. No, this is not good decision for me. I get 29-28 robbery decision. Yes, sacre bleu. Gane gets the win, if you want to call it a win. I don't think anyone in their fucking minds can think Gane won this fight. Volkov clearly won the 3rd, and in my opinion, clearly won the 2nd. And there's an argument that he won the 1st. It is not unreasonable to score this fight 3-0 Volkov. I'd say it's like as justifiable to go 3-0 Volkov as it is to go 2-1 Gane. I will go back and rewatch the 2nd just to see if it was that indefensible. I think Volkov clearly won the 2nd. He landed a massive spinning back fist. He did well. I don't remember if he got takedown. Maybe he did. But like, Gane, you're not Kron Gracie. Why are you dropping for legs? Why are you holding a fucking Kimura on bottom for 3 minutes? This dude is like single-handedly trying to fucking destroy his career via thinking he's a fucking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. Like, yes, he almost had a gilly in round 1 at the end. Good job, but like, bro, what are you doing? Volkov was relatively close to a submission at one stage too, if I remember correctly. Or maybe I'm bugging. Gane dropped for a fucking heel hook in round 1. He went for a gilly at the end of round 1. He went for a Kimura in round 3. Like, you're not Charles Oliveira. Stand on the feet. But Volkov was doing well in the striking. Gane, we got fucking D1 Gane for a second. He shot a blast double and just dumped fucking Volkov on his head. That was nice, but Volkov even took him down. I'm like, okay, yeah, look, this guy's a bum. And I was saying, this is bad for Jones. See, guys, look, even Volkov's fucking beating Gane on the ground. But Gane got up, did okay, but I thought Volkov won. I thought it was 2-3 clear Volkov, if I scored it correctly. With an argument for round 1 Volkov too, but I guess like the guillotine for Gane makes a bit of sense, and Volkov didn't quite have the same impact on the feet. But yeah, I thought this was clear Volkov in my opinion. I got my pick right on paper, so we always go with the on paper predictions, because you guys always go out there and say, nah bro, you can't fucking change your pick percentage because you thought Aldo and the Pennington fights were robberies. I'm like, okay, fine. But keep that same energy when I get my picks right from robbery decisions. So it's one way or the other. This is a correct pick for me on paper. But it was a robbery. Anyway, let's move on though. Gane I forgot to mention, Gane walked out of the cage. And then they brought him back in and was like, Cyril, you must do interview. Like, he walked out. So yeah, he didn't even think he won. Anyway, let's move on though to the next fight. Next up, Bryce Mitchell, brother, dumped Kron Gracie on his fucking dumb head and KO'd him with an elbow in the 3rd round. Good stuff, Bryce Mitchell. Fuck seatbelts, brother. Seatbelts are me personally, I don't fucking wear seatbelts. I'm not even doing a Bryce Mitchell impression, I'm just speaking. But no, seatbelts who needs seatbelts, right? The earth is flat, seatbelts don't exist, seatbelts are a ploy from the government, Teslas are fucking trying to make our kids gay, Bryce Mitchell doing the things that must be done, KOing, soy, jiu-jitsu, guard pullers, this is what we love to see. Gracie, I love how he goes out there before the fight and says, yeah, I wasn't happy with my performance against Jourdain, I fought with a one-sided, one-approach game plan, and then he literally does the same thing. Legitimately does not change a thing about his game plan. Pulls guard, jumps into fucking back shots position, bro. This guy's trying to like, he was doing 10 sets of, yeah, you like that, baby? Like, what was this guy doing in his fucking fight? I don't know. He was just letting another man dominate him. Seems like Gracie's have a fucking fetish for that. Jiu-jitsu community seem to like doing that. But, yeah, Bryce Mitchell in the third round dumped him on his fucking head badly and then elbowed the fuck out of him and knocked him out. Great win for Bryce Mitchell. Should have got a bonus. Kennedy and Gugubu beat fucking some bum fat Polish dude and he gets a bonus for a random TKO. Give Chase Hooper subbed fucking bum 40-year-old Clay Guida. It was a nice submission. He gets a bonus. Give Bryce Mitchell a bonus for sleeping this soy fucking jiu-jitsu bum and embarrassing their whole family. 5-3 record, by the way. Get him out the sport. Let's move on, though, to the main card opener. Next up, Dooho Choi tuned up and beat Nate Landwehr. Guys, I swear I was going to pick Dooho Choi because I was thinking, like, hang on, Nate Landwehr kind of sucks, alright? Like, his technique is awful. But I thought he would kind of have too much heart to win this. I thought we would see the Nate Landwehr heart come out and have the comeback performance like he did against David Onama. But yeah, he just got tuned up by Dooho Choi, taken down multiple times, could not fucking get up from bottom at all, and got TKO'd in the end with a crucifix in the third round. If I'm not mistaken, I saw Guru complaining about the stoppage. Like, bro, my brother, what are you doing? Like, he's on the bottom in a crucifix, down 2-0 already with like a minute to go. Like, he's lost, right? That's a weak stoppage. He's lost. Like, a good win for Dooho Choi. Should have picked him. Should have been logical. Nate Landwehr's not good. Anyway, let's move on, though, to the prelim headliner. Anthony Smith, you're attacking my coach. No, I'm not gonna go there. I feel bad for him. His coach, mate, best friend, fucking died. That's really tough. Reyes won. Reyes looked great. Tuned him up on the feet, beat him up, had him in fucking fetal position, whooped his ass. Smith basically retired, but said, I don't know, retire. If you're crying on the walk to the... I'm not trying to shit on Smith, but genuinely, this is for his own sake. If you're crying on the walk to the octagon because you can't control your emotions that your coach died, don't fight without your coach. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to him, but, like, it's not best for your career and your fucking health if you keep fighting without your coach, if that's how you're going to fight. Like, I do feel bad. But yeah, retire. Dana White in his post-fight interview said Weidman, Smith, Clay Guida, retire. I agree with all of those three. All three of those should retire. Tough for Smith. Reyes looked good. I'll talk about what's next for him. But yeah, glad to see Reyes back. Smith, it is what it is. On paper, he loses. Let's move on, though, to the next fight. Next up, we got Femba Gamumu versus Vicente Luque. I picked Magumbu via decision, just laying praying him, because I thought Luque was just so washed, and he's just going to accept getting taken down and look shit. Luque looked good. He dropped him early. I should have, like I know Themba sucks, but I was like, okay, he's finessed his way into getting the easiest fucking ranked opponent possible. He's fighting a literal bum at this stage. Like, Luque sucks at this point. He's shit. He got finished by Buckley, quit on the ground. So I'm like, okay, Garimbo should be able to kind of just out-wrestle him and out-physicality him. But Luque looked good. Luque dropped him off balance kind of to start off and then wraps up a DAS straight away and subs him and puts him unconscious, out cold. George Floyd maxing, I can't breathe, and wins and gets a bonus. So great job, Luque. Thankfully, we didn't have to see Themba Garimbo in the rankings because, I'm sorry, all due respect, I mean no respect at all when I say this, like, that would show the absolute shit quality of the welterweight division if Themba Garimbo was ranked. Even though Luque's washed, but, like, I was like, even a washed Luque can still whoop your ass. Like, I know people saying Luque's back. No, Luque is probably still washed. I'm just going to caution people against fucking picking this dude against, like, Wonder Boy in a rematch, thinking that he's back. Like, this is not fucking prime Luque's back. This is Luque fought a fucking bum, and we should have realized that Garimbo was a bum, and he won. So I'm happy that Luque won. I like Luque a lot more than I like fucking Themba Gamungu. But yeah, you can't be, I am going to be champ in 2025. Like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, Luque gets that shit done, taps him, or subs him out cold in under a minute. Anyway, let's move on, though, to the next fight. Next up, we got Movza Evloev, but she was 17, I tell you, it's okay. Versus Aljo Main Sterling. This was a close fight. I don't think it was as much of a robbery as people said. I think the initial reaction was robbery, because I think no one likes Movza, and I'm all in favour of just not giving this guy decisions, because, yeah, it's Movza, like, fuck him, and his mentality. I don't give a bollocks, but... to be honest, Aljo, he did well in round 1, but Movza is just on steroids, to be honest. So he took over in the second and third, but it was a close fight. It was a good scrap from both lads, but I gave the decision to Movza based on the second and third round. But it was, it was a good win from Movza, I guess. He continues to go to decision. 9 decision. I know Khabib for some reason tweeted out 19-0, 9 wins in the UFC, and all of them were by decision, inshallah. This dude is not going to ever finish a UFC fight. Like, the line, as this dude's career goes on, the line, I wonder who he would have to fight for the decision, like, for people to be picking him by finish. Like, is there anyone in the rankings that we could give this guy to fight that people wouldn't pick him to go to decision, like, that would pick Movza to finish? Like, who's that shit? Like, maybe fucking Edson Barboza. He probably takes Barboza to a decision. Let's just say that. I think anyone this guy fights is going to the cards. So yeah, you're not getting a title shot. I think he even realized that. He's like, I'm not waiting out. I'm just gonna fight, because, like, yeah, just fight. Like, if you're gonna fight like that, you need people. I love when people say, like, oh, this guy went on a 10-fight win streak, he deserved a title shot. If you're fucking going to boring decisions every time, a 5-fight win streak that could get you a title shot doubles and makes, like, yeah, you need to win 10 fights, because if you're winning fights in a shit way, you better be doing it often. But yeah, good win, I guess, from Movza. He can fucking fight Yair Rodriguez next. He might finish Yair, to be fair, because Yair sucks at grappling. But anyway, we'll see what happens for Movza next. Arnold Allen rematch? I don't know. Let's move on, though, to the next fight. Next up on the card, we had Bryan battle Randy Brown. Another questionable decision, but again, the on-paper record is what my picks are, so cry about it. If you thought it was a robbery thing, then I got the Batista fight, and I got the Pennington fight right. So yeah, Bryan battle Randy Brown. I gave this fight to Randy Brown based off the first and, I believe, third round. It was close, but, like, Battle did nothing. Like, what the fuck was Bryan Battle? No, y'all didn't think the Butcher was gonna lose to a black dude. Like, no, you didn't think I was gonna get robbed by a black... Like, chill. But, Battle, what were you doing? Just clinching the whole time. Came in overweight, looked shit, looked mid. Bryan Battle, fucking evil Oliveira hype train, has come to an end for now. I don't think he was ever gonna be anything that special, but, like, there was some hype building behind this dude. But, yeah. Randy Brown, I mean, okay, finally, I'm happy, though, because I've been shitting on JDM's resume and trying to, like, kind of say, hang on, can we pump the brakes on JDM? Like, this dude's fucking losing, or not losing, but this dude's not really beat anyone good impressively, right? Like, first 3 opponents not in the UFC, Holland mid-performance, Basil Hafez shit performance, Gilbert Burns should finish Gilbert Burns in the first round with the Gilbert Burns that he had in front of him, right? And the Randy Brown win was, like, the one that people would bring up, be like, Randy Brown's a great win. And I was going to come on here and say, if Randy Brown had got smoked and KO'd by Bryan Battle, then I would literally be like, okay, everything JDM has done, like, isn't that impressive, right? But now I can actually say that Randy Brown win is good, because Randy Brown just made Bryan Battle look fucking mid as shit and should have probably won that fight. So yeah, good job JDM for beating a good opponent impressively as well. I'm assuming he's going to fight Prates in Australia, which I'll still pick him to lose. But let's move on, though, to the next fight. Next up, we had fucking Washed Weidman versus Washed Anders, the Unk matchup of the card. There was 2 Unk matchups on this card, and Weidman, after a good first round, dropping Eric Anders. He didn't look good at all, but he did drop him in the first. In second round, he ends up on bottom, curls up and just accepts damage and dies and loses. So yeah, unlucky for fucking this bum here. Chris Weidman, retire, please. Eric Anders, you suck too. You should retire. Next fight, though. Let's move on. Next up, Josh Van. I'm telling you, this dude's a future champion. 23 years of age, striking like a fucking flyweight Max Holloway, bro. I'm telling you, as long as this dude doesn't get chinned randomly, he beats everyone. Like, if he had a good chin, like, if this dude had a fucking Marvin Vettori chin, he's the champion of the world, like, next year. Like, I swear to God, this dude's takedown defense is great. He made Durden go like 2 from 8 on takedowns or something. Whooped his ass in the second and third. First round Van is like got to be the least mythical fighter ever. Second and third round Van is so good. Once he's going to be ranked now. Once this guy gets into 5 rounders, I'm telling you, it's over for everyone. The whole division's cooked. Like, apart from fucking Pantoja and maybe like Moreno and like Royval, and maybe like a Kaikara France. Like, this dude in 5 rounders is cooking everyone. I'm telling you. If you strike with this dude for more than past the first round, you're losing the fight. Like, I'm not saying right now he beats fucking Moreno and Royval and shit, but like, he's 23. Give him 3 years. 26. That's still hella young. But give him 3 years, he's a top 5 flyweight. I'm telling you, he's top 5 flyweight, putting on fucking Max Holloway, Kelvin Kattar numbers. Like, if this fight went into the 4th and 5th and he didn't get a finish, he was putting up, no joke, 300 strikes on this dude's head. Anyway, let's move on. Amazing performance from Josh Van. I'm extremely high on this dude. I have been high on him for quite a while. The loss to Charles Johnson was just a setback. That's still 3-1 this year, staying hella active. Get him going, fight like Tim Elliott next or something, he can win that fight. As long as he doesn't get randomly chinned. Just don't give him like Alex Perez and there's a chance of him getting KO'd. Don't give him fucking Royval or like, don't give him Kaikara France or like Kai Asakura. And there's just a chance he gets slept, because that's the worst thing for his development, is to have him just randomly get KO'd at 24. So yeah, anyway, Van, future champ, trust. Let's move on though to the next fight. Next up, we had the other Unk matchup of the card. Michael Chiesa beat Max Griffin. Actually got the tap in round 3 after winning the first 2 rounds. Decent performance from old man Chiesa. Max Griffin, you should probably retire. Michael Chiesa, you should arguably retire as well. But good fight, I guess. He got the takedowns. He looks god-awful at striking, but on the ground, he actually somewhat knows what he's doing. I'll give him credit. Let's move on, though, to the next fight. Chase Hooper, Charles Oliveira 2.0. The title run has begun. It is well and truly underway. He submits Clay Guida in round 1 easily. Gets rid of him with an armbar. After some cool little grappling exchanges, Clay Guida, you know, he hung in there with some cool fucking wrestling bullshit, some crafty vet wrestling moves, but it was too much from Chase Hooper. He's too quick with the transitions, too good with the scrambles, too good with the submission threat, and he gets the tap with the armbar. And good performance from him. Anyway, last fight of the card, or first fight of the card, let's talk about now. Kennedy Njogogu versus fucking Lucas Brzeski. I picked Njogogu via round 1 TKO via being athletic, and he got it done via round 1 TKO via being athletic. Good stuff from Njogogu. I love just deliberately mispronouncing people's names. It's quite funny. But yeah, good job Njogogu versus Brzeski. Yeah, easy win. Light heavyweights, attention, all big light heavyweights who weigh more than 225 pounds. Move up to heavyweight. Do it. It is the best move for your career. You will be a top 10 heavyweight. Kennedy Njogogu will be a top 10 heavyweight because he's not fat. And that is all you have to do to be a top 10 heavyweight. Breaking news, be athletic, you'll succeed at heavyweight. I'm going to do I swear to God, I might do a whole video. Light heavyweights who should move up, and break down how these light heavyweights would do at heavyweight, because it's a fucking valid video and it would actually do well, I think, or maybe not do well views wise, but like I think you guys would agree with a lot of the stuff I say. There's so many guys who should move up. Rakic beats Gane. After watching that fucking fight against Volkov, Alexandre Rakic beats Cyril Gane, and you cannot tell me he doesn't. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. I won't keep going on this rant because I talked about it for like 20 fucking minutes on stream. But yeah, light heavyweights move up. Good card though overall. Main card slowed it down a bit. Pantoja got the finish to... There was still, to be fair, there was 2 round 3 finishes to start off the main card, but like it didn't feel like it really. Like it felt there was some momentum, but the momentum kind of died with that Gane fight because it was just not good and it was also a robbery. But the prelims were great. Great finish in the Smith-Reyes fight. Great finish by Luque against Inguimo against Magumbo. Great finish by... the first 2 fights of the prelims weren't finishes. The Aljo Evloev fight was like actually surprisingly intriguing just based on the competitiveness. Finish with the Weidman Anders fight. Decision with the Van fight, but he cooked Durden's ass. And then finishes in the first 3 fights of the night. So how many finishes overall? 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 finishes overall. Actually a good card. 4 bonuses went to Pantoja. It went to Luque. It went to Chase Hooper, and it went to Inguimo. Yeah, that guy got a bonus. Black man. I would have thought, I said give Bryce Mitchell a bonus for just sleeping that Choi Gracie, but I respect it because it wasn't like a typical like KO on the feet. But yeah, anyway, good card overall. Drop some video ideas you guys want to see relating to this card. If you guys want to see that light heavyweight that should move up to heavyweight rant, then let me know. Other than that, I might do a most underappreciated fighters video. I'll do the next fights to make. Also, probably like a grading performances type video, which I sometimes do. But yeah, peace out, guys. See you in the next one, and keep working so hard for these guys.